Welcome to the White House, Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. I'm VOA National Correspondent Jim Malone. With me, Nico Colombant behind the camera. And we're here to mark the first 100 days of the Barack Obama presidency. Historians and experts are already trying to assess the first 100 days of the Obama presidency. And it's a tradition that goes back to 1933, the Great Depression, and the presidency of Franklin D. Roosevelt. "76 years ago, this man faced his own 100 days test, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. In his first 100 days in office, Franklin Roosevelt would launch one of the greatest national efforts in the history of the United States to stem the effects of the Great Depression. Unbeknownst to most of the country, however, was the fact that Franklin Roosevelt was confined to a wheelchair, a fact many people didn't know until after his presidency.
Our economy is badly weakened, a consequence of greed and irresponsibility on the part of some, but also our collective failure to make hard choices and prepare the nation for a new age.
It would be good to remember that in 1933, a quarter of the country was unemployed, and people had to line up for bread in every major city in America. Perhaps FDR's most famous phrase, "We have nothing to fear but fear itself." It was aimed at people like these depicted here, poor farmers who had lost everything in the Depression and the Dust Bowl of the 1930s. Franklin Roosevelt was a masterful communicator, and this is the device he used. You may not recognize it in the age of the internet. It's called a radio, and they became known as fireside chats.
This is about to pass legislation that will greatly ease the mortgage distress among the farmers and among the homeowners of the nation by providing for the easing of the burden of debt that now bears so heavily upon millions of our people.
Franklin Roosevelt was known for much more than his leadership during the Great Depression. He also led the country during World War II, served in office 12 years. Franklin Roosevelt was elected 4 times, and when he died, the nation went into mourning.
As the funeral train rolls across the southern countryside, people throng for a last farewell to their wartime president.
The legacy of Franklin Roosevelt in his first 100 days is one of action and compassion. Most of all, though, it's one of national leadership. He's a role model that Barack Obama would like to follow in 2009.